G'day, welcome along to Jeff's Stamps. Some more interesting stamps to show you. I just thought I'd show you so far my collection of Kangaroo and Map stamps. These were released on the 16th of January 1913, and as we've said on a few of our videos, this was Australia's first national stamp to be released. Prior to that, Australia had state stamps, so each individual state in Australia had their own stamps, definitive stamps, but this was the first national stamp Australia actually had, released in 1913. King George V, who also collected stamps, was a little bit peeved that his image wasn't on the stamps, and so when there was a change of government, they decided to put King George V's image on these national stamps. However, the Kangaroo and Map stamps still circulated for quite some time, and some were even released well into the time that the King George V stamps were circulating in Australia as well. So these are released. The 1 pennies were released. The Australian 1 penny Kangaroo Map stamps were the first released in 1913. And then we go over here to the various Kangaroo and Map stamps. So I'll just see if I can move my camera just a little bit. I'm sorry about the reflection there. As you can see, that's the 2 pence or halfpenny. And that was released, as you can see, I've just written that there to give myself a bit of a clue, 1915. So Australia had well and truly released their national stamps in 1901, and the King George V stamps came out in 1913, the same year virtually as the Kangaroo and Map stamps. But as you can see, even though the King George V stamp came out to supposedly replace the Kangaroo and Map stamp as the first national stamp, this particular Kangaroo and Map stamp came out in 1915. 1946, this was released. Okay, so that's, as I said, the first Kangaroo and Map stamp, the 1 penny, released in 1913, King George V. Later on in that year, much later on in that year, 1913 was released, the King George V, to replace the Kangaroo and Map as a national stamp. But as you can see, this one here, the 2 shilling one, was released in 1946, so quite a long time after the King George V stamps were released. So these things were circulating right alongside King George V. So I'm not sure if he was too happy with that. Let's see if I can bring this camera up a bit here. That's a bit better. Kangaroo Map, one showing, this is the 1929 one. You can see more of a pronounced cancel on the second one in there. That's the yellow 4pence, released in 1913. Uh, 1923, as you can see there, the 6pence. So that's interesting, isn't it? These Kangaroo Map stamps were circulating right alongside the King George V stamps, even though I suppose in King George V's dreams, he wanted them totally replaced, but they weren't. They were running alongside each other. Here we go with the King George V 1 penny red, which was released in 1913 to supposedly replace the Kangaroo Map stamp. As we know, they were circulating together for quite some time. The 1 penny reds, released 1913, right up to the release date of 1918. King George V, of course, born 1865, died 1936. And these are the one penny reds, and as you can see, I've got quite a good, it's my esky there in the background, quite a good collection there. These are interesting, the tuppence overprints. Some interesting cancels on some of those. Still going with the 1 penny reds there. So here we go. This is three halfpence. So this is not a threepence, but 3 halfpence. Same again. This is King George, rather, the 5th tuppence, released in 1930. You see some overprints there. This is my page of tuppence, but you can see there's a 3 halfpence stamp overprinted by tuppence there. OS, official service or on service. Those OS stamps are government stamps. Still with the tuppence. Just a couple of spares up there. The King George V green halfpenny stamps, released in 1913. I'm just giving you a really quick look, not a very close look like I usually do with the tongs. The King George V 1 penny greens. And you can see a couple of perforations in some of those stamps there. I can show you more detail a bit later on, I suppose, but I just thought I'd give you a quick look at this. So released 1924 for the 1 penny greens. And of course, I mean, 1924, there's a couple of years either way on those for the release date as well with some of these stamps. The 1 penny greens, where we have the OS overprint on some of those. A Queensland cancel, is that a Queensland? Yeah, Queensland. No, it's not Queensland. Well, there's a Melbourne cancel. I'm not sure what that cancel reads. It's half the word there. Yeah. There's a big Melbourne cancel there up the top. More 1 penny greens. Some more 1 penny greens here. And I think that's the end of my 1 penny greens at this stage. These are three halfpence greens, released 1923. King James the 5th, 3 halfpence. Now the darker brown ones from about 1918 for the release date, and the lighter brown ones in 1919 for the release date. You can see the colour difference there, can't you? King James V Browns, tuppence, 1927. King James V, 5p, brown stamps there, released in 1920. And there's a purple with a 5p overprint. That's why it's in the 5p section. And there's one with OS imprinted into the stamp. King George V, 3p, and 1926 for these blue ones. That's the release date anyway, or close enough to it. It's pretty close. Of course, some of these stamps vary a little bit in that regard. These are the King George V halfpenny stamps, the orange ones, 1928 release date. Some interesting cancels on some of those. And some people may ask, well, is it worth collecting all of these King George V stamps? Yes, they are, because there's a lot of collectors after these. And you see these, for instance, if you get onto eBay, you see auctions on these all the time, and they go very fast. That's the olive green ones, 1933 release date there. These are all definitive, by the way. All of these King George V's are definitives. And look what we've got here. The orange kangaroo. Halfpenny stamps. And a whole page of those as well. And that's all I have to show you for now. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back again with another video very, very soon. The next one will be showing you some Christmas stamps, and I'm hoping to get that in well before Christmas Day. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I hope you're all ready for Christmas and you've got everything organised as much as you can. It's a hectic time of year, I know, but please subscribe and click the bell icon. I'll be back again, as I said before, with that final video for this year, with a Christmas one leading up to Christmas Day. Bye for now.